coming from Gibraltar, sailing to Tangier. Used to be that weather was the only thing to fear. Then a little whale got a taste for sinking ships. She taught the other orcas and gave them all her tips. Now all together they're sinking boats. They will go after anything that floats. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh. Why glad is coming, no point in running. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh. We'll go down singing, we'll go down singing. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh. We'll go down singing, we'll go down singing. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, 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 oh. She got a taste for sinking ships, but when she comes, I'll kiss her lips. See her there, a killer whale. She's got our scent, so drop the sail. Raise the flag, grab the band. This will be my last command. Going down, so do it right. No point in putting up a fight. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh. Why glad is coming, no point in running. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh. We'll go down singing, we'll go down singing. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh. We'll go down singing, we'll go down singing. Yo, oh, oh, yo, oh, 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 oh.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Are you listening me? Is everything okay? Sound is okay?
For me, everything is okay.
Perfect. I think for everybody is okay, and we will get the feedback if someone has a problem, will tell us. I believe that everything is okay. So I'm going to put only one thing here to have the questions also in my screen. And yes. Yeah, and now it's okay. So, welcome for the number 4 live video that we are doing. Yeah, welcome Renault also. We'll see. Speaking many languages at the same time. Yeah, big confusion.
Yeah,
How
right
are you?
now, yeah. Right now, it's a bit chaotic.
Yes. How are you?
Very, 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 very good. Very good. We're in Valencia now, not in Valencia, in Alicante, and we're tagging fin whales. It's time for the fin whales and the sperm whales. We made all our work on the killer whales in April and May, and now we're focused on fin whales and sperm whales. We're tagging them. It's super cool. There's a lot of whales to make, a lot.
Yes. And if we have pilot whales, we don't have orcas in the same place.
Yeah, that's the same. That's always the same. But we don't have pilot whales here, so we don't find any pilot, so we don't care.
Okay. Someone asked me why we don't put the sound of pilot whales in every boat.
We tried. We tried, but it didn't work really. It has to be something different. They have to feel them by another thing. When we see the persecution from one to the other one, it's usually they see each other, and that's when they start to run. I would suggest maybe more to paint a pilot whale on a boat. I'm joking. I mean, we tried. We made a lot of playbacks in 2023, and last year we tried again, and it didn't work at all.
Okay. So first thing, we have people today that are watching us that never saw the other videos. I will recommend to watch the other videos. we don't like to speak very much on the video, so we don't make a 2 hours video. It's only half an hour and sometimes 1 hour. Me and Renaud, we are not the kind of people that like to be in the TV. So
I'm a lot on the TV last time. I think I made
yeah.
like 500 interviews in the last 2 years, and I hate interviews. So imagine.
Yes. So I will ask to Renaud some questions that some people already heard about this, but we repeat again, okay? To explain a little bit about the 20 meters to us, okay? Why the 20
Okay.
meters?
The main thing is that until now, it's the measure that has been working the best. Why is that? The kiloways are where they are because they're looking for bluefin tuna. When they look for bluefin tuna, they have to find them between 30 meters, 40 meters. The best place for them is 80 meters, and they go into 200 meters. Then in winter, it changes. But that means that the kiloways will be in this part. This is when the tunas, mainly in the Strait of Gibraltar, where 80% of the interaction are happening, uh, the bluefin tuna take the shortest line to go from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean. It's the same line that the sailing boat are taking. So the idea is just to take a little tour around the coast. It takes only 2 hours more in the strait, and it's a place where we only had 2 interactions in May 2023. And you probably remember that because there was a lot of people calling, and it was a bit chaotic. But in 3 years, we only had 2 interactions in waters of 20 meters. So definitely, the best thing to do is to be in these waters. This is the best option. Thanks to that, and
Yes.
thanks to the other measure we've been talking about, we had a reduction of interaction between 23 and 24 of 65%. And from last year to this year, we have again a reduction of 40%. That means that between 23 and today, we have a reduction of 80% of interactions just by following the rule of the 20 meters and following the rule of not stopping. We probably talk about that now.
Yes. Yes.
So,
One thing that we noted is that when you speak about percentages, yeah, we always got a little bit what kind of percentages. But
we
the
we are
important
talking,
thing
okay,
is that Salvamento Marítimo and
that's
in
it.
Portugal, okay, they are not anymore searching for the boats because there is no damage. Also.
That's the thing. I mean, the problem of the interaction is really when they break something on the boat. If they come to see you, well, they come to see you. It's even fun. We have a lot of guys that end up in Barbate, and we start to talk with them, and they were telling us, "Yeah, we knew about the rule, but we wanted to see the kilowatt." They were in their holidays. Now their holidays is in the harbor of Barbate, and that's it. But they wanted to see the kilowatt. So really, the point is that this reduction of 80% is based on the interventions of Salvamento Marítimo. That is,
Yes.
when the boat goes from the Barbate harbor and have to take a boat and conduct it to the harbor. This is when there's a real damage and really what the problem is. Really.
Yes, we had an interaction now near Cap Spartel,
Yeah,
okay, and was one guy that after he was not a member of the group, but after he contacted me, and he said, "Hey, I saw that there was less interactions there, so I thought it was safe," and I said it's the opposite, yeah.
that's the problem. Is that now there's not that many interactions. And
Yeah.
look, there was an interaction like 3 or 4 days ago in the 16 nautical miles from Trafalgar, and that was the new. I was super happy because the new was that was one boat that had the one interaction. I'm not happy for the boat. I'm not happy
Yeah,
for
of
the
course.
kilowatt, but I'm happy that the new is that there is one interaction. So that means that it's working really. And
Yes.
I have to be honest with you. For me, the problem is over. I mean, there's still a problem, but the problem is practically over if we follow these 2 rules.
Yes, we hope so. The other thing is why we say the people to leave the area. Okay, this is something that
Well,
most of people now are doing. Okay, much more than the year before. but I explain. Sometimes we explain together. Now this video, maybe we can explain again.
I'm going to explain you very easily. Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine that this is your rudder. Okay. If you stop, the killer whale has a kinetic energy that is going to be mechanic energy breaking the rudder. Okay. So this is really the problem. The killer whale can hit the boat also, but they don't make any problem to the boat if the boat is in good conditions. If the boat is not in good condition, then the problem is not the killer whale. With whatever you have, you will have a problem. So the idea is that if you move, you have to move with the killer. I go back, and the killer whale need a speed, and this speed will be kinetic energy that the killer whales will have that cannot transfer to the rudder. So this is super important because if the killer whale goes 5 knots or 6 knots, the killer whale will have half of the kinetic energy that can be transformed in mechanic energy. That means that the rudder will have more problems to break. And the second thing is that if you attack like that, 100% of the force will be transmitted to the rudder by energy again, and you will have 100% of the energy that can go to the rudder and break. If you attack in an angle of 30 degrees, for example, if you attack 30 degrees, half of the energy cannot be transmitted neither to the rudder. So these are the two main reasons. And then there's a lot of ecological one and the family one and so on. But only with these two explanations, you understand why the idea is to move, to move, to move, to move. Then the third thing is that if you move, the killer will end up by coming with all the friends. So these are the three main reasons why you don't have to stop, why you don't have to make reverse, because if you make reverse, the problem is again the same. Why, if you see the killer whale, don't stop to take the sails down and so on, because you lose time and you give relative energy to the killer whale. That's what you want to do to get
avoid
them down, and that are the three main reasons really. And I cannot explain it more, but if you go then to the fact of stopping, for me and for anyone, there's no argument, neither kinetic, neither ecological, neither from any way.
point of view.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was the other thing that you said. They lose if they follow the boat. They will lose the communication.
That's
with
it.
The main group.
The thing is that when you move 1 mile, 1.5 miles, they cannot communicate with the rest of the group. So they usually go back with the rest of the group. Why? Because the killer whales are in Barbate, they are in Cabo Espartel, looking for bluefin tuna, not looking for sailing boat. The sailing boat is an extra for them. So if they lose communication with the group, they cannot feed on the bluefin tuna because they feed all together. So that's the reason really. That's why they want to come back after 1.5 miles. Yeah, after 2.5 kilometers, usually they go back and go back with the group.
Yes. Well, what is because some people say, yeah, the speed. The speed is not important. It's the distance.
Well, yes and not.
Yes and no.
There is yeah, yes and no. I mean,
the faster slow.
The faster you go, the less kinetic energy, the less relative kinetic energy the killer whale has above the boat. Yes. There was a lot of people arguing that when you go faster, the killer whale are more nervous. We've been analyzing that in the last month with some friends that were in Barbate, and indeed they gave me really the reality. Again, if you take the relative nervous of the killer whale, it's not the killer whale that is nervous; it's our boat that is nervous. If you go very slow and you touch a bit the rudder, the boat is going to move slowly. If you go super fast and the killer will hit a bit the rudder, the boat is going to move a lot more dramatic. And so there's no drama there. The only thing is that as you go faster, if they touch a bit, the boat moves a lot, but it's not the killer whale that are nervous, it's just your boat that is nervous. And it doesn't matter really, because it just you have to read up your course. That's it.
Yes. One thing that the people ask is about the migration, okay? And in fact, we have a movement. Sometimes it's not really a migration. It means the group that now is in Sesimbra, they will be back also to Gibraltar. Maybe they will go to Galicia. They go
Okay.
and come back, yeah?
Until now, we've deployed 9 satellite tags, and the information we have is there is like 3 big families, okay, and each of these family has their culture, their traditions, their way of fishing, and their areas where they like to fish. What is clear is that March, April, May, and half of June, the killer whales are in the Strait of Gibraltar. And then, end of June, one group stays around Espartel and the Strait. Another one, until now, go to France. That's when they go all around Portugal, Galicia, and then they go to France or to the Bay of Biscay. And there's another one that stays around Portugal. So what is probably going to happen, we don't know really what is going to happen, but what is going to happen now is that this group will probably go to Cabo San Vicente, then go up, and then if they do what the group that stays in Portugal do, they will stay between Oporto and Lisboa and then the south, but again, always in waters,
Deep
super
waters.
deep water. I mean, deep waters between
Not very deep,
40,
but
yeah, between 40 and 100. The problem is that there's big waves, the sea is different. So the main idea there is to follow the group, follow the where they are, follow where they are seen, and think that there's only 3 groups. If there's a group there, the other one is there, and the other one in the strait. In between, there's the problem. And if you follow
yes.
them when they're getting up, and uh, I was doing that job with you last year and 2 years ago. I just send you a couple of advice now, and but you're making a huge work right now, just signalizing and with the maps and everything. So if you just follow the maps that are given in orcas.pt, that's probably enough to be safe. The
Yes.
thing is that this problem is going to stay forever, in my opinion. Maybe in 10 years it disappears, but it's going to be something we have to work with. Uh,
Yes.
and if we know where they are more or less, we can be confident there's no problem.
Yes. We can follow them. We can learn also from this a little bit more. And I agree, we know various things. One thing that people still are buying sometimes is the pinger. So there is different kind of
They give
pingers,
they,
but they give the
they
money
give money
away.
to the
So
company.
if they want to make a donation for Orcas.pt
Yeah, yeah. I
instead
mean, they
of
make
giving
donations for
the
the
500,
company. Yeah.
yes,
Look,
it's
there
better
is a
use.
new. There
It's
is the
useful.
typical pingers. I'm going to remember again. The pingers are not there to take the whales and the dolphins away.
Yes.
They're just there to say, hello, there's something in front of you. That's it. There's another acoustic device that is working. Uh, we don't know what this device do. No, I wasn't able to know what is the device doing. They're selling it as it's like the super top
Of the
acoustic device. But
of
what
the
is clear
pulse
is that
as well.
in 2023, 2022, and 2021, the interaction were happening to 2% of the sailing boats that were crossing the Strait of Gibraltar. His results are saying that only 2% of the boat are having problems. So in the end, this device isn't doing it. Again,
Yes.
if you want to buy it, just buy it. It's totally illegal to use it in Spain. I don't care. And I don't think anyone is going to tell you anything. And I don't think
Yeah.
even the police knows it's illegal. Uh, it's not harming the dolphins, not harming the whales, but it's totally useless. And in my opinion, it's more yeah, like a telephone for the
Yes.
kilowatt than another thing. Because when we tried 5 models, and with the 5 models, the Orca was just going to the device and we're touching it and so on. So yeah.
Yes, it's a way to say, hey, I am here. Look, I'm here. I'm sending a signal to you. I'm here. It's more a
You
way to say
remember,
this.
look, we've been discussing that a lot. But you remember 2 years ago, I told you there was like 7 or 10 ways uh, to be safe with the orcas. There was the sand, there was the oil, there was the gas, and I told you if there is 10 things for one problem, no one is working. What is
Yes.
clear now is that 100% of the interaction of the last year could be avoided just by going to
Yes.
the 20 meters. And 80% decrease in interaction is a big number. It's a really
Yes.
big number. So
we-
what is working is not stop and going around.
Yes, we have some skippers that knows they take a risk. Okay, it's clear they are professionals. They don't have time. Things like this. Okay, they have big boats. They are afraid to go in 20 meters. There are also some. And now we saw that only that skippers are taking a risk, and it's like the lotto, but
That's
they
it.
win a lot. Huh? They win a lot the lotto in this case because if you take a risk, it's almost sure that you are going to have a problem.
Yeah, but what I've seen is that the sailor that take the risk, that if they don't stop,
Mhm.
they can be safe. I mean, the best way
Mhm.
is to avoid the orcas. That's clear. But if you find them, if you go as fast as possible, and a sailing boat with an engine can go 7 knots. That's the speed we have with our boat, and we usually after 5-10 minutes they just go behind and that's it. And if they break
Yes.
a rudder, they break the rudder. That's it.
Yes,
Usually
and
what they
it's it's the big boats because the
yeah
small boats people don't want to lose the boat.
no
Yeah, they go in
no
20 meters. I understand that.
no. And
It's
we made a lot of trials this spring. I remember you were sending me a picture on the mobile. Is that you? Yeah, it was me.
yes.
We went with again with a four sailing boat to try a lot of things, and our four sailing boat when we stopped just broke empty. So that's clear.
So one question about the food. Yeah. So mainly they eat tuna, but if there is no tuna, they will search for other species or other
No, and
things.
that's a problem. In 2005, 2011, there was practically no bluefin tuna, and the result was that the adults were able to survive, but only feeding on bluefin tuna.
Yes.
But they weren't having any calves. And this is because they just feed on bluefin tuna. That's the culture of the orca. That's what we
Mhm.
see. The orca are super adaptative and super intelligent. It's because they can adapt themselves to different strategies to fish on this bluefin tuna, and that's it. But that's the only thing they eat.
Okay. So mainly it's if someone see tuna in the sea, be
Yeah.
careful because it can be around. Yeah, it's this.
We usually know the kiloways are around when we start to see a lot of oil in the water in the spring,
Yes.
and that's because there's a bluefin tuna down on the bottom, and they are they have so much oil that the oil come on the surface, and you start to see a lot of I don't remember Hydrobates pelagicus. That's a black little fish
Mhm.
with a white ass. They are feeding on
Yes.
this oil, and it's interesting to see.
Yes. One thing. What are the? There is something new this year that you tested that you want to speak about this to the people.
Yes,
Yes.
we've been testing different things. The first one was to try again the reverse, to go fast, different speeds, and so on. So what we've done is like a rudder that has like a kind of dynamo in it on it,
Mhm.
and now we know. I mean, we know now we have the data to know because I still have to sit down and analyze it and so on. We know how much power the kilowatt can give on the rudder. Okay, so if you're able to know that, we will be able to say to the factories, if you make a rudder, the rudder has to have these characteristics, so it's not broken if you go at 5, 6, 7 knots. And the aim, right, that is to have like a curve saying, okay, if you go this speed, the relative kinetic energy of the kilowatt is this one, and if your rudder is like this model, you'll be able to be safe according to these lines, to this curve. So that's what we've been doing all the month of April and May. It's been super difficult. Uh, But now we have this data, and we'll test that in July when we come back from Alicante. We try to test the results we get in during the month of July. The other thing we've been testing is the pigeon stuff for the rudder. We had the authorization for the Ministry of Environment, and we tried, and actually it's working. Even with this, I would never think it was going to work. But if there is a little bit of rugosity on the rudder, the killer whale is not going to attack it. We don't need to have big big things. With a little bit of rugosity, that if you put your face and it's not good for you, it's not going to be good for the killer whale. And what we see is that when we use the ELSA, for example, the ELSA is like a shrimp. The shrimps all around, and we had no attack on the ELSA. But when we had the Osprey went out of the water. We cleaned everything. We painted the boat again. We put it on the water. The first day we had the boat on the water. You remember? I think I sent you a couple of videos. They were hitting all the boat, and they were liking the boat so much. And it was just because of the rugosity of the rudder and the boat itself. So this is something we're going to explore in July and probably in September and August, in September and October. But I think there's a good key there, uh, because what is clear is that the pigeon stuff work, and now the idea is to know how small can the pigeon stuff be
Yes.
to have the Minister of Environment happy,
Yes, of
and to
course.
have, let's say, the ecologists happy also with it, because there's
Yes.
the ecologists don't like the pigeon stuff, blah 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 blah. So what I'm looking for is a system that everybody's happy with, and I think we will get it for the next season. I'm practically convinced that we'll get that for the next season. And if the sailing boat has that, and we put like a different color or something, I'm practically sure the killer will be able to associate a color or something to this rugosity, and then maybe in 3 or 4 years, just by painting the rudder in a certain way, we will be able to have them out. I don't know. I mean, but this is where the way we are working,
Yes.
uh, and I'm very happy with the first results.
Yes. People are not very patient, it's normal also, but we do it step by step. The things are not going fast as everybody
Uh,
wants, but we are, I think we are winning knowledge. So we know more than before now. You
well,
agree with me?
what I told you is that for me the problem is over. For the people that cross the Strait of Gibraltar, there is a way of escaping the killer whale, and there's a way to avoid the killer whale. We put the 6 satellite tags, no, 9 satellite tags. Now we're going to put 4 more for the winter, and we practically know where they are in any moment, and so on. So with these cards we're making, we know where there's more risk, less risk, and when you can go by night without any problem. So in the next season, we'll be able to give information for the rest of the Iberian Peninsula and Morocco. So I'm super happy with that. And what is clear is that now we have to try to say the kilo whale that's not good. And the way is with the rugosity, knowing what is the speed we have to have related to them in function of our rudder. And we have to take little nuts, the last stuff we have to work on. But the problem was huge because in 2021, the recommendation was to stop. And
Yes.
I mean, if I say that, I'm going to be criticized, but I don't care. I'm criticized all the
Okay.
days. So my feeling is that just by stopping, the behavior has been exploding just because the people were stopping. I'm totally convinced. I cannot demonstrate it,
Yes.
and it's super easy to say that between us with no one listening to us.
Yes.
But I'm totally convinced that's the point. And another good thing is that we have 80% less interaction. That's amazing. I mean, it's something I wasn't expecting to have so good results, and that's it.
I think we have lots of sailors and a big percentage that are really doing the things by the book. Then this helps a lot. Okay,
Yeah,
people are respecting also these recommendations, these best practice, and they are doing the things very well. So, and then they collaborate a lot also, I think, in this important thing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
there is a question of Selin Pinta about the German whale pile.
Yes.
I already said it before. I don't believe in it. Why? Because 2% of the boats had interaction with this system, and that's exactly the same numbers we have now. And the second thing I don't believe in it is that we've been trying to get information of what this uh, whale pile is doing, and they just tell us it's magic. And if people knows me, they know that I have to understand the thing very well to be able to be convinced of that. And we didn't try it because we didn't get any. But what is clear is that if 2% of the boat have interaction with that, that means that uh, uh, there's no result, because in 2021, 2022, and 2023, 2% of the boat were having interaction on the crossing the strait. So they are totally useless. And again, the acoustic is not going to make any difference.
Yes, and there is even a report wrote by the guy that is selling this that said from 200 boats, I had a feedback of 20. And
That's
from
it.
feedback of 20, I don't remember, it was 8 or 10 that were interacted. So
that's it. So it's exactly the same
what
numbers
you need,
we
you
have
can use,
without interaction.
yes, you buy a
I
t-shirt of
mean,
orcas.pt, use the cruise
again, if
t-shirt, and you say nothing happens in this magical thing.
that, yeah, it's, but again, if that makes you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
nobody says don't use it.
No.
But it's illegal in Spain. You can't do that.
Yes, and I think also if the guys had the interest to have tested, tested in the field, they would come to a scientist like you and say, I have I have here equipment, can we test it, can we do something?
We tried to test it with them a couple of times, but it's so complicated because they don't want to send us the tags. They want to be here, do the experiments with us watching them. And well, if I cannot test the tag directly, I will never be able to say good or bad. So
of course.
But if you want to spend the money, just spend the money. It's,
yes.
There's a lot of money to spend on a boat.
Yeah, many people. So I think we follow the subjects. There are many things now in the lives that we had done before. All the lives are in YouTube. People can see the questions. If they have questions, they send us. Again, we are going to answer after. And this way we make it a nice 30 minutes video that is not very boring. People can drink a beer in the time that they are seeing this, or drink a wine or whatever. And we can go also.
Super.
So, super, okay. Thank you very much to all people. Okay, I hope that we could answer some questions. Okay, and yeah, we are here. We continue to be here, so we are going to answer again questions and doing these live videos from time to time. So have a nice evening, people. Have a nice evening too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Thank you.